Hello everybody, today we are going to start with the second lesson of the first theme, which was poverty. Our lesson's title is Yelena. Now we are going to discover who is Yelena and the story of this girl together. So let's remember together what is poverty. As we said before, our theme poverty talks about different subjects such as poverty, homelessness, jobless people, child labor, homeless people, and so on. So you know that poverty is a state or condition in which a person or community, it means a group of people, lacks the financial resources and essentials for a minimum standard of living. It means they do not have enough money to have the minimum standard of living. Okay, it means having enough food, enough water, and something to wear on, and so on. Poverty means that the income level from employment is so low. It means the salary that a person gets from a certain job is very low. It's not enough. That basic human needs can't be met. It means he cannot get all his needs. Poverty stricken people and families might go without proper housing. It means sometimes poor people do not have proper houses if they had clean water. So most of the times in poor regions, the water is contaminated or polluted. Poor people do not have healthy food and medical attention. Each nation may have its own threshold that determines how many of its people are living in poverty. It means in each country or in each city, this city can know the exact number of people who are living in poverty, the number of poor people, and so on. Okay, now we are going to start with the vocabulary words. As you can see, we have 8 vocabulary words. We are going to start explaining them. First, we'll start with the word cultivated. Cultivated is an adjective, and it means had good education. Arable is also an adjective and it means growing. Agricultural is also an adjective and it is used for farming or related to farming. So everything related to farming is called agricultural. Illiterate is also an adjective and it means unable to read or write. So if we describe a person as an illiterate person, it means he is unable to read and write. Amidst is also an adjective and it means in the middle of something. Rubble is a noun and it means the piles or the pieces of broken stone and bricks that are left when a building falls down or destroys. Primary is an adjective and it means more important than anything else or main. So when we describe something as a primary thing, it means it's something very important. Mindful is also an adjective. It means careful, not to forget about something. So these were our vocabulary words. Now we will move to our lesson and we'll start reading the lesson and then start solving the exercises. What's next is the lesson. Our lesson, as I said, is about a girl. The title of our lesson is Yelena. Yelena is a girl. Now we are going to know or discover what is the story of this girl and what happened to her. Let's start. Read the following text in which the writer tackles the problem of Yelena, a poor girl, then answer the questions that follow. So the first thing that we can infer about Yelena is that she is a poor girl. Okay, let's start. During the day when Yelena's mother and stepfather are at work, it is up to the 13-year-old to care for the 4 children, cook their meals in an old stove, wash their dishes, wear their clothes and hang them on the metal sheets that double as walls and place with them amidst the rubble that surrounds their home. So, from the first paragraph, we can guess that Yelena is a poor girl who lives with her mother and stepfather. We can also infer that she is 13 years old. We can also infer that she takes care of the 4 children. It means of her brothers and sisters. She cooks their meals, she washes their clothes, and she plays with them around their home. So these 3 things that are mentioned in the first paragraph are enough to know that this girl is suffering. Since 2004, I want you here to focus on dates, okay? These are very important. Yelena has been able to do something she had never done before, going to school. So in 2004, this was a turning point in her life. She was able to go to school. She went to school. Who helped her? A combined project of the Light and Life Foundation, UNICEF and Unilever has enabled her to attend community classrooms especially designed to provide excluded children with education. Excluded children means children who have never went to school. Going to school has changed my life. Now she is telling us. I've learned many things and made friends, says Yelena. But what I like the most is my teacher because she listens to me and she is very loving. So she loves her teacher because her teacher always listens to her and she is a loving teacher. The classroom has become a safe haven for Yelena and for the 5,000 boys and girls who were currently benefiting from the project. So this place became a safe place for Yelena and the 5,000 students, the other students who were benefiting from the project of UNICEF and Unilever. Having access to school was not easy. Let's see why. Her mother gave birth to the girl, to Yelena, when she was herself 16 years old teenager. So when Yelena was born, her mom was 16 years old. She never registered her. It means she doesn't have official papers. She doesn't have an ID and so on. So this made it difficult for Yelena to go to school. So she never registered Yelena's birth and left her with her own mother, Yelena's grandmother in Colombia. So Yelena's mother gave birth to Yelena when she was 16 years old and she left her with her grandmother in Colombia. Following her grandmother's death in 2002, so here we have a new date, which is in 2002. So in 2002, as we said here, we have another date. In 2002, Yelena's grandmother died. So Yelena's mother brought her to live with her new husband, and their 4 children. Okay, so the main point that Yelena couldn't go to school was that she didn't have a birth registration. Yelena does homework exercise at home now after she went to school and read as much as she can. Still, it is unlikely that she will be able to finish her primary education but less attend university. While missing out on an education is a great disappointment to Yelena, her greatest wish, having a true friend, can still come true. So, Yelena has also now another wish, which is having a true friend. What I want more than anything is somebody who would understand what my life is like. She says, the many difficulties that Yelena has faced in her short life, the first thing that She lived with her grandmother without her real parents. She didn't have a birth registration. She was unable to go to school. Then she moved to live with her mom, her stepfather, and her new brothers and sisters, working at home, washing clothes, washing dishes, cooking. All of these are difficulties that she faced in her short life, had made her a wise beyond her eyes. It's her beyond her years. It means they made her as if she is older than 13 or 14 years old. Now she understands life more. I've seen what happens to other kids in my neighborhood. Now Yelena is telling us, who don't go to school, she says. They spend their days inhaling glue, begging for money, and getting into trouble. I feel sorry for them. So Yelena knows that people or kids who do not go to school spend their days begging for money, getting in trouble, inhaling glue, and so on. She is especially mindful of what can happen to young girls who live in poverty and have little access to education. I don't want to get married and have children, at least not anytime soon, she declares. So now you can see that she doesn't want to have children, she doesn't want to get married because she doesn't want her children to live the same life she had. Let's now move to the exercises. Referring to paragraph 2, who helped Yelena in attending school for the first time in her life? In paragraph 2, as you know, the UNICEF and Unilever helped her attend school. With reference to paragraph 3, mention two difficulties that Yelena faced. The first difficulty was that she had no birth registration and she was unable to go to school. And the second difficulty was that she lived with her mom, her stepfather, and the four children, and she was obliged to do the housework, cook, wash clothes, and so on. According to paragraph 4, what does Yelena miss much in her life? According to paragraph 4, she misses education, she likes to go to school. Refer to paragraph 5 to tell how Yelena's experience benefited her. If we go back to paragraph 5, the one that we were reading right now, it says that Yelena became a wiser person. It means that all of these difficulties that she faced made her a wise person, made her, let's say, she knows what poverty means. She knows what poor people suffer from. So all of these made her a wise person, a strong person, a determined person. She will not give up. She won't give up, okay? She will keep on working hard in order to achieve her goals. If you were in Yelena's shoes, it means in Yelena's place, would you take poverty as a reason to drop out and leave school? Explain. So this answer is based on your own opinion, the way you think, okay? Let's check the answers. So as we said here, a combined project of the Light and Life Foundation, UNICEF and Unilever helped Yelena in attending school for the first time in her life. By referring to paragraph 3, the difficulties that Yelena faced are that her mother didn't register her birth and she couldn't go to school. According to paragraph 4, Yelena much misses education in her life. In reference to paragraph 5, the many difficulties that Yelena has faced in her short life have made her wise beyond her years, made her a strong person. If I were in Yelena's shoes, I would not drop out and leave school for any reason, since education is the cornerstone of any society, which enables people to have peaceful and decent life despite any social hindrance. Education is the ship that sails us to the safe shore. Let's move now to exercise B. The following statements are false because they misinterpret the meaning of the text. Refer to the text to correct them. So both of these sentences are false. Yelena lived with her mother and father. Is this true? She lived with her mother and her stepfather. The difficulties that Yelena passed through made her a weak person? No, they made her a strong, determined, and a wise person. This is part of the exercises. The second part is found in your worksheet. You are going to do it. Refer to the lecture in order to find the text and to find the answers of the worksheet. See you during the Zoom live. Goodbye.